Hi there, and welcome to the lesson video for the Mayron piano method. This is level 1, lesson 1. So this will include pages 11 to 16. So here on page 11, we're going to start with learning how to count. And these are the different types of notes that we're going to see in our music. And we're going to go over all of these. So the first one that we're going to take a look at, I'm going to circle it here. It's called the quarter note. Sometimes you might know this as a ta or a do. Maybe another music teacher has taught you that way. So quarter note, a ta or a do. Sometimes we'll also count this as a 1. So if I play this on my keyboard, it's going to sound like this. So as we're playing, we want to think 1 or ta or do. So that's one sound right there. Next one, here's going to be the half note. So we call this a half note. Sometimes this is called a long do sometimes, or a ta-ah, depending on how you're taught. We also consider this to be counted as 1, 2, because it almost sounds like a quarter note, but it's longer than a quarter note. So we're going to think 1, 2, 1, 2, or do, or ta-ah. So for this lesson, we're going to think 1, 2, 1, 2. Another trick you can learn is just say half note, half note. So make sure that when you see your half note, you're holding it out for a little bit longer. Next, we're going to look at the dotted half note. So the dotted half note is almost like the half note, but we're going to add in one more beat to it to make it 3. So as you're playing this, you want to think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or dotted half, dotted half. Something else that you can think of is half note dot, half note dot. Next, we're going to take a look at the whole note. So the whole note, we're going to add in one more beat. Whole note is worth 4 counts. Sometimes I call this the donut. So the whole note, we're going to count to 4. So we're going to think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes you can also think, this is what I tell some of my students, is hold the whole note. Hold the whole note. Lastly, but not leastly, we're going to take a look at the 2 eighth notes. So these are what we call eighth notes. Eighth notes are actually going to be shorter. They're going to be quicker than quarter notes. In the book here, it says 1 and or 1 plus. Sometimes you might have learned these as do-day or TTs, depending on what music teacher you have. So we're going to think T, 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 or do-day, or 1 and 1 and. So you can see there, they're a little bit quicker than quarter notes. So now we're going to keep scrolling down. We're going to try to play this rhythm together right here. I'm going to bring back my circle so you see where I'm at. So here on the bottom of page 11, we've got our counts in there. So I'm going to play through and count first, and then I'm going to play through one more time. And we're going to play this together. So for this, I'm actually going to switch my view here. I'm going to pull up my other camera that's above my keyboard. And for this, I'm going to do this real quickly to show you where this key is at on the piano. So this is the C key. Your teacher may point this out already, but if you look for the 2 black keys right here, it's going to be the key right next to it. So there's our C right there. So that's the key we're going to use for this exercise. We're going to come back over here to the book. That way you can see what I'm playing. So if you already have that C played on your keyboard, keep your finger there so you know where you're at. If you can't remember where C is at, it's okay if you play another note. I'm totally okay with that. So here is number 2. I'm going to count to 4 before I play, and then I'm going to play through it and count. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1 and 1. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now this time I want you to join me. I'm going to go ahead and count to 4 before I play, but I'm not going to count. Let's see if you can play and count this time with me. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then just for fun, we're going to try that one more time. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you want to go back and play that again, you are more than welcome to pause and rewind the video here and do that. So we're going to continue on here. Next page 12 is going to be a worksheet here. And here's how this is going to work. I'm going to kind of explain each of the parts of the worksheet here. And then I'm going to pause. You can pause the video and write your answers in, but I'm going to go ahead, pause for a little bit, and then we'll write the answers in. That way we can go over them together. So number 3, what this is going to look like is you're going to write in the counts below these notes. So it's going to be what we just worked on earlier. So it's the 1, the 1 and, the 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So go ahead and pause the video right now and write in your answers, and then we'll come back and check these. Okay, so let me grab my pen here. We're going to write these answers. So first one's going to be a little easy because we already have the 1 written in for the quarter note. So I'm going to write a 1 in right there. Same thing here with my 2/8 notes. I'm just going to write a 1. And then you can write a plus, or if you know how to write the and, or something to tell you that that's a 1 and count right there for the 1/8 notes. Next, dotted half note. So I'm going to write 1-2-3. Then we have our 1 right here. And then our half notes, that's going to be a 1, 2. Same thing right here, a 1, 2. And then the whole note, so 1-2-3. I'm going to run out of room on my line right here. Right, -4 right there. So those are the answers for number 3. You can pause the video if you need to right here. And we're going to go ahead and move on. Let's go down to 4. So now we're going to do some drawing here. So just like how we wrote the counts down here, we're going to draw the notes that match the count right here. So again, you can pause the video. I'm going to take a quick pause right here as well. That way you can get the notes written in and drawn in, and then I'll go back in and draw them right here as well. Okay, let's go ahead. I want to grab my pen again. We're going to write these in. And I'm going to help you out here as well in case you don't know how to write some of these or draw some of these notes. So we have our quarter note right here, 1, 2. That is the half note. So the easiest way to draw a half note is to start off with a circle and then draw a stick on the right side like that. Then what's the 1, 2, 3? It's the dotted half note. Yep. So we're going to start off with a half note again. Again, circle, and then stick on the right side, and then just draw a dot on the right side, right next to your circle. On the 1, we're going to draw a circle, fill it in, and then draw our stick right there. Our 1 and. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to draw, I'm going to start off by drawing 2 circles, fill those in, like so. And then I'm going to draw a stick, and then connect a line to them because we need that connecting line. So we're going to do the same thing here. Fill her in. Oop, my circle got a little too big. That's okay. And then draw our stick, our line, and our stick. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. What note is that? It's the whole note. So easiest way to draw a whole note, just draw a circle. Like I said, that's kind of why I call it a donut. Okay, so there's your answers for number 4. You can pause the video right here in case you need to catch up with me. But then we're going to go ahead and move on down to to the bottom of page 12 here. On this section, you're going to find these sections a lot in the book. They're called Do You Know? So this is just kind of like a little quick quiz. And on this section right here, what you're going to do, these numbers right here are what you're going to put into the blanks next to the note. So this is kind of like a matching game. Okay, so again, pause the video right here. Try to figure out your answers. Again, you're going to write the letter or the number here in the blank that matches with the answer. And then fill those out, and then we'll go over them together. Okay, so here we go. Letter A. Letter A is the quarter note. So I want to write in a 3 for that. Letter B is the 8th note, the 2/8 notes. So I want to write in a 4 right there. Letter C is our dotted half note, so our 3 count one. So I want to write a 2 in right there. And if you want, we can go through, cross out our answers over here as well. D, letter D is the whole note. So I'm going to write a 1 in right there. And lastly, but not leastly, letter E is our half note. So I'm going to write in a 5 down there in that blank. So that's how that do you know section is going to work. Okay, so there's our answers for that right there. And you can go back in, you can rewind the video a little bit. I cleared it before you got to write it down. Let me bring those back. And you can go ahead and pause the video right here if you need to fill in those answers. And then we'll go ahead and move on. So I'm going to clear those again. I'm a little too excited. Then here on page 13, 13 is going to be our first song. In the description below, there is a link to play this video. In the video, the play along video for Tap, Tappy, Tap, Tap, we start off by playing the song on our own. And then we play along with the accompaniment that comes with the Mayron piano method here. And then we play just the piano accompaniment. That way you can play it on your own. So the instructions are in each of those videos as well. Then 14 and 15 is going to be Victory March. Same thing. There's a link down in the description. That way you can play along with the song. And then last but not least in this lesson for level 1 is See the Leaves. Again, there's a link for the video in the description as well. So that is going to conclude lesson 1 of level 1 of the Mayron piano method.